Yeah, it's the areas where the planes went down.
Yep. So New York, Philadelphia, well, not Philly, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
It's a boys' town? No.
Swanksville?
I said Schwanksville, but it's not.
It's not, okay.
It's near there. It's a Stoy's town. And it was a small town, I believe, before the crash. And since then, there's a lot more traffic in the area.
Yeah.
So they now have their own post office.
Great memorial if you ever get a chance to go by there. Go. It's an outdoor, well, they have a visitor center now, but most of the memorial is outdoors, so it's COVID safe. And it's just really well done.
Mm-hmm.
It's very moving.
I went up the first year and it was just the outdoor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just...
We were there together.
Thought so. Very impactful. At the time, I was traveling a lot by airplane, or I had up until recently.
Whoa, something happened. I missed something. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Won't allow a garnet. Oh, where was I when it happened? Sorry, I missed some chat here. I'm multitasking with some stitching I'm doing. I was home with Ginger Tea. She was 5, and she was home from kindergarten or preschool, I forget which, because she was sick, and I was waiting for the doctor's appointment when the planes hit in New York. And then we went on to our doctor's appointment and took care of that, came back, and we were sitting here watching the TV, and the plane hit the Pentagon. And that was bizarre as they talked about it. They
Echo, stop.
said, well, the damage would have been worse, except the plane hit the side of the Pentagon that was newly renovated.
Your break timer is done.
Echo, stop.
And I realized that the people I used to work with, but I had left the traditional workforce to be home with the kids. And when I left a few years before that, we had clients at that side of the Pentagon, and they were going through the remodeling. And then when I heard the planes hit the newly renovated section, I said, that's where the people I used to work with were. Fortunately, no one was injured. One of my colleagues' husbands was there that day and helped pull people out of the destruction. But, so he had some smoke inhalation. But I checked in with everyone and everyone was okay, miraculously. And there weren't any of my folks down there. So that was bizarre. That was bizarre, but that's where I was the day that 9/11 happened.
Amish friendship bread, friends. I'll let it sit here a few minutes.
Meanwhile, Hank is busy with the bonking. And our older daughter was at elementary school, and they locked down the school. And Hippie and I discussed, should we try to go get her? Should we leave her there? Should we? And we ended up opting that given where we live, we decided it was best to stay tuned and pick her up, let her take the bus home and pick her up from there like usual, keep as normal as possible. I think she was in 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a hard call. But we also knew that the roads would be jammed.
Does Amish bread make good egg sandwich? No, it's a sweet bread. It's a very sweet bread. Thank you for the bonk. For the squirrel. Ow. That's CD. Countdown timer. Cool. Lady Wayfair, there's a question from you from Gatito.
Oh, I missed it.
Do you know a Lieutenant Colonel or Colonel Julia Fix?
The name Lieutenant Colonel Julia Fix. No, I don't think I do.
That is done.
It sounds vaguely familiar, though.
The almighty bucking power. Oh.
It is super small that way. It is Gatito. It was actually, I worked with a woman who was retired military. I was a contractor, kind of a think tank place, and her husband